Dancing's what makes me whole. Dancing is what to do. Dancing's what I think of you. Dancing's what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole. Get up on the floor, dancing on the low. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of.
Hello guys and welcome to a new video. In today's video we are doing a new livery making tutorial. And since, well, the old one had a lot of, well, problems kind of, because I wasn't too clear with some things. So I thought, let's make a new one and let's see if I can make it better. So the first thing you are going to do, this is by the way a GIMP tutorial, so if you don't use GIMP, yeah, the best you can do is just go for another tutorial then, because well, if it's not GIMP I can't really help. But okay, so the first thing you're going to do is open RFS liveries. I will put a link in the description for it. So what we do is you have the website here, and what you always have to do is make sure that you have the newest version of the template, because if you don't have it, then, well, it won't render in-game, so it won't work in-game. So I always, before making livery, go to this site and check if it's updated or not. So what you do then is you go to here, select plane. You then go to select the plane you want, the template you want. I'm going to use the Embraer 190. Then you click on it and then download. Once you have done that, you have a bar here that you can click on, and then well, I'm not going to download now because I already have the file. Then you can click on it and you will open it. Then you will come in this screen. If you have a MacBook, you can use this to open the file, but I'm on Windows, so I will use this. So you just press on it, it opens. So now the file is loading, it's opening. This usually takes a while depending on the quality of your computer. Mine isn't that good, so it takes a while. So there we go, we have it. The first thing you will do is remove the don't touch layer, because well, it's just blocking your view of delivery. But you still need to make sure you don't delete it, because it's always helpful, because the don't touch layer makes everything that's over here, you can't put anything there, because if those pixels get covered, the game doesn't recognize which livery it is. So what I usually do is just keep out of the red area, out of this red box. So we hide that. For the reference, it's just so you know, this is the belly fairing, and this is the main landing gear door, the nose landing gear door, the wings. So that's just so you know how that is. The UV is just so you know where the plane fuselage ends, and always make sure to be a few pixels above the thing, so it's 100% sure that it works. What I usually do with the UV is go to colors while you have selected it, then press colorize, and I usually make it black so you see it better, because the gray you don't really see. So now we have that. Now we go to the white layer and just press on the eye and it will disappear. So now you have the template how you can use it. So what we will do now is make a colored tail. What you do is go to the final livery layer here, right click and then go to new layer. And then click OK and make sure it's on transparency. Fill with transparency, so you have a transparent background. So now we have a new layer, and what you can do now is make sure to stay away from the pixels, but just draw on top of this. Just draw, not in it, but just around it. then just go up by a lot. So just go here, and then just click over here, and it is selected. What you will do now is you need to make sure you're on the layer you created, and you can just change the color to whatever you want. Just make it green or something, I don't know. And you can have two colors. So for example, with KLM you have a dark blue and you have a light blue. So I usually have then the two colors and just switch between them. This one you can just make it red, and then it's red, and you can also just go to the livery and just select whatever color you want. So for example, if you use the color picker tool, just press on the image on the layer that you want the color from. You can just press it, and then you have the color. So what we will do now is on that layer we just created, we will paint it. So there we go. Now we have an orange tail. And what we will do now is to put a layer on top of it, so a picture on top of it. So you go to File, Open as Layers, then you go to Downloads, or whatever map you have your files saved in. So because that's important to find the correct map. Then you go to the map you need. So I'm going to RFS logos. Press the RFS logo reel.png. Make sure it's a PNG. So yeah, you don't need to remove the background. So now we have the picture here. What we'll do is press the move tool, and just slide it to the place where we want the picture to be. But you see it's a bit too big now. So what we will do is you can go to layer, the scale layer, and just make it smaller. The problem with that is you can't see it in live. What you can do also is the scale tool. Just press on it and then on the layer, and then you can just scale it down and up and down, and just whatever you want. So we'll do this, scale, and then there we have it. And if you want it bigger again, just Ctrl Z and just redo it until you're happy with it. So for example, now it's good. But just remember, Ctrl C is your best friend with making liveries, because if you make a mistake, you can just correct it. So what we'll do now is we will make a logo on the fuselage. What you do is again open as layers, and now just press this. Just open the picture you want for it, and just use it. So here we have it, but the problem with it is that it's white, on a white fuselage, so you can't really see it. So what we will do is we will just, because I want to use this part, I want to use the flight simulator part, just without the reel yet for now. So what we will do is just select the reel, this part, duplicate it, which you press right click on the layer and then duplicate layer. Then we will delete it with the eraser tool. Just press on it, and then you can see it's gone now. So we have that now. What you will do now is go to layer and crop the content, and then it's just crop the content, which is good. But as I said, you can't really see it now in game. So what you can do is colors, colorize, and then just do it like this. You can just make it any color you want. So for example, we're going with I don't know, orange. Where is orange? There is orange. There we go, we have it in orange now. So then you just press OK, and now you have it in orange. And what I want to do with it is put it one part over here and one part under here. So what you do with it is, again, duplicate layer. Then you just pick your select tool, just do this, just between the parts you want to separate, and then just do it like this. And then you just erase the upper part, and what you will do now is just select it again, but now you will select the lower part. And then you will pick the other layer and just delete it. So when you have this, you have the upper part, this you have the lower part. So now you will press crop the content again, which you go to layer and then crop the content. So now you have it like this. What you will do now is go here and just shrink it down a lot. Like I said how to do it, like this. So just shrink it down. But make sure it's not too high, because it will warp, which means it will just become weird. So we will do this now, put it over here. And what we'll do now is, since we had this one still, we can just select this and now select the other part so that the flight simulator is gone. Just delete this part, which is good. So what we will do now to make this color work is we go to colors, colorize, and then just let's see. There we go, we have it in orange now. So now you can just drag it over here. It's almost the same, see? So what you will do now is shrink it down again. So you can just put it over here next to it. Just make sure it looks good, because, well, you just want to make sure it looks good. So now we have this, and we have the Rotus logo over here. So what you can also do is make a registration number. So we will just put, I don't know, RO, then dash. There we go. So you have this, but make sure it's the correct font, because most airlines use kind of the same font. I usually use Helvetica for my registration fonts. So just make sure it's the correct size and stuff. Just shrink it down, and then you put it over here. You have it. So what you can also do is put a logo under here, on the belly, but that's always hard because you need to make sure it's correctly correct. So what we will pick now is, I don't know, this logo, and we will make it orange so it fits with the rest of the livery of cars. So what you do is just drag it to the orange part, make sure it's the correct orange. So colors, colorize, orange. Just get it down. So what you can also do is just color and then just pick one of the latest colors you have. Then just lightness and just adjust it. There we go, we have the correct color almost. There you go. So now you have the correct color. You can slide it over here and have it on the belly. Just scale it down. Scale. Okay. So what you will do now, because you see the belly is different. So what you do is you can do it like this with the rotate tool. Just press on it and then just move it to 90 degrees, which is a possibility to do. But you can also go to layer, transform, and then rotate 90 degree clockwise or 90 degree counterclockwise, or just rotate 180 degrees. You can also do flip horizontally or flip vertically. So that's all possibilities to do. But we have it now like this, which is just good enough. So we have the logo here. What you can also do is put them on winglets, but those are really hard. So if you want to do a winglet, just come into the Discord and just ask me and other LMs just how to do it, because every winglet is different and it's just really hard to know. What I usually do is just trial and error. But I don't know how the Embraer winglets are at the moment, so I'm not going to do them at the moment. So. But what you also can do is put logos on the engines, or just color the engines, which we will do now. Click color, and then just make a new layer. Just drag around just make sure you don't touch anything else. And just do this. You just select it and then just you can paste it. But for the winglets, you can also just color them, which doesn't matter how they are. So you just select around it. So that's something I can do. But logos and stuff you can also put on there, but you need to know how the winglets are, so how they work, and that's for every winglet different. So what we will do now is, since you see we only have it on one side, which, well, we want it on both sides. So what you do is you select the tail layer, you right click on it and then duplicate. Then you go to the RFS logo, which is on the tail. You go to right click, duplicate, and then go to the lower one, to the original one. And then you go to layer, transform, flip horizontally. Because it's horizontally, it needs to be flipped on the other side. So what you do now is just right click and then merge down. And that's everything that you do that for everything that's on the upper plane, the upper half of the upper fuselage. Jesus Christ, that is a struggle. So what you do then is just you slide the layer up, and then you go to do the next thing, which is this. So you also for these kinds of logos, you can better just do them already. So you have this layer. This layer, simulator, the flight, if the real. So what we'll do now is we will merge them down into one layer. which makes it easier. So you go duplicate, then the other layer again, flip horizontally, and then merge them down. If you have any questions, by the way, just make sure to ask me. So what we do now is you go to the fuselage and just to the registration, and you just copy it. Always make sure with text you do crop the content, because then it's better. Then you press transform and flip horizontally again. You move that down again. Now you have everything that's on this part, you want it here. So what you first do is layer to image size, so everything fits. Then we will make sure that we have just a part where we can recognize how far it needs to be. So we just search for that, and as you can see, we have 2 pixels below the T. So what we will do now is we move it down, and now we will go here and see if this is correct, because you have here the end of your layer. You can just see if it's fitting, and as we can see here, it's correctly fitted, so that's good. So what you also see is that it's way too low, so we will rise it up a bit, make sure it's fitted again. Good. And now we need to make sure it's 2 pixels, which it isn't. Make sure again it's 2 pixels. Yes, it is. So now we have it correctly. Now everything should fit. So always do that to make just sure that it's correctly. So that's how you align 2 halves of a livery. And what you will do now is you have everything, which is good. You now go to the E190 and just press on the eye icon. So this is hidden. Then you go to the UV and press on the eye icon. So that's hidden too. What you now will do is make sure you didn't touch the pixels, which I didn't. So always, by the way, never hide the final livery, because that's where the pixels are. So don't hide those. So, what you will do now is make sure everything's correct, and then that there's no background as well, and then you just go export, just file export, and then I usually save it on a Dropbox because that one supports PNG and it's free, so that's good. So I put it on my Dropbox. What you will do now is, if it doesn't crash, you may name it. So I will name this Protos Test Livery, and then make sure it's a PNG. So you go to select file type and you just scroll down until you see PNG. There we have it. It's very important you do that because any other thing won't support PNG. So what you do now is press export. A window will pop up and then you can save it. There we go. Then you press export and it should save. It should directly save it to your Dropbox, which is easier than just saving it to your computer and then moving it to your Dropbox. Okay, so then you go to your phone. So what you now do is you go to your Dropbox. There you go to your home. You see your livery. Just press on it with your file. Press on the 3 dots. Go export. Save to device. you just press save. So it's saved now. Now you go to RFS, open RFS, and there you can put it in game. So RFS is loading in at the moment. Which is good. Now you press fly now. There you go. Oh. Then you go to the livery you have, the plane you have made the livery for, which is the E190. Create livery, import, and it will go to your gallery. You can select the file, which I do now. There you have it in game. So you can just look around, see everything, just admire your livery. But also make sure you go to rear so you can check if it's correctly sized and stuff, which it is. Okay, so now you can go front and just admire your logos. And top, just see how everything looks. With the logo, which I see should have been flipped. So this is just part of livery making. What you now do is just go back to your livery making to just GIMP, and you just flip it horizontally. No, I don't know. Flip it 180 degrees. Just wait for that. 2 seconds, I gotta check it. So what you will do is you go layer, transform, layer, transform, and you just go flip vertically, and then it should be good. So if you have something like that, just make sure to flip it. What you do now, if everything is correct, you go top, just go to the thing you are, and then just press the dot. And then just upload, and then just call it whatever you want. ROTOS DIY virtual, and just upload it, which I will, by the way, override again when I have made it better, when I fixed it. So now it should appear in game soon, so that's good. Now you can just press close, and it should be all good. So yeah, see you guys in the next video, and yeah, have a nice day.
Dancing's what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole.